everyone, and welcome. So, you're looking to absolutely nail that first impression in your Ielts speaking test, right? The kind that can really boost your score? Well, you're in the right place. Let's dive right in.
You know that feeling, right? That little wave of panic when the examiner starts the test? If that's you, trust me, you are not alone. So many people find the beginning totally daunting. It's like, what am I even supposed to say?
And here's the thing, that uncertainty, it can actually cost you. Because if you don't have a solid plan, it's just so easy to fall back on really basic, simple answers, and that immediately caps your potential score. Believe it or not, the examiner is forming an opinion of you from the very first word you speak.
Okay, so look at this. This really shows you the two paths you can take. On one side, you've got the common mistakes, the stuff that really holds people back. And on the other side, that's our goal. We're talking band 7+, fluency, real confidence, and just natural, easy communication. That's the target.
So, I want you to start thinking about your introduction in a new way. Think of it as your digital handshake. You know how a firm, confident handshake in real life just makes a great impression? Well, your first few sentences in the test do exactly the same thing. They instantly establish your potential. It's your first and honestly your best chance to signal to the examiner, hey, I'm a high-level candidate here.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we create that perfect digital handshake? Don't worry, I've got you. We're going to break it down into a really simple 4-step framework. This is going to give you a super clear path to a confident start.
And here they are, the 4 key parts of your intro. First, your greeting and name. Then, the ID check. After that, stating your origin. And finally, the work or study question. We're going to tackle each one.
All right, let's start with step 1, the greeting and your name. Now, this seems super simple, right? But it's actually your first chance to build a friendly rapport with the examiner. A confident hello or good afternoon, and hey, a smile really does go a long way.
And this phrase right here, this is golden. It's polite, it's crystal clear, and by offering a nickname, you make the whole interaction feel way more personal and natural. And guess what? That's exactly what the examiner wants to see.
Okay, on to step 2, the ID check. Now, when the examiner asks for your ID, what do most people do? They just say yes and hand it over. But come on, we can do so much better than that.
See the difference? Wow. This response is just more professional, it's more fluent, you're using a full sentence. It feels like such a small change, but you're literally turning a boring procedural step into another chance to show off your command of English. It's brilliant.
All right, step 3, talking about where you're from. Now, the key thing here is to not launch into a long, memorized speech about your hometown. Nobody wants that. The goal is to be short and sweet, but to add a little bit of color, just a little something extra to show off your vocabulary.
And this right here is a perfect template for that. You say where you're from, and then you just add one interesting little detail. Using words like vibrant or mentioning something specific like historic landmarks. I mean, that just shows off a much, much better vocabulary range than a flat, I am from.
And now for the final piece of the intro puzzle, work or study. This is where you get to be a little strategic. The examiner is going to ask if you work or study, and you should absolutely choose the topic you're more comfortable with, the one where you know you have the best vocabulary.
And to help you out, here are 2 excellent, really high-level phrases you can adapt. Look at the specific language here. Undergraduate student, majoring in. So much better than just, I'm a student. And if you're working, mentioning your job title and how long you've been there, that's a complete, fluent, and impressive answer.
Okay, so we've just walked through the 4 steps of a great introduction. But now, I want to share the single most important rule. And this doesn't just apply to the intro. This is for the entire speaking test.
And here it is, the golden rule. It's so simple. Never, ever give a one-word answer. Your goal, every single time you open your mouth, is to extend your response to 2 or 3 sentences. This is how you prove your fluency. This is how you show the examiner the incredible range of vocabulary you have.
So how do you do that without rambling? Well, you can break it down into this simple 3-part technique. It works for pretty much any question. First, just answer the question directly. Then add a little more detail or explain why. And finally, if it feels natural, toss in a quick example.
Check out this perfect example of the technique in action. The question is, do you enjoy reading? Instead of just yes, look at this answer. It's direct, I love reading thrillers. It adds detail and a reason, because they help me unwind after a hectic day. See? That's a band 7+ answer right there. It's not complicated, it's just complete. Whew, okay, that was a lot of info, I know. So let's just boil it all down and do a quick recap of the 3 most important things you need to remember.
When you walk into that test, just keep these 3 things in your head.
Number 1, use natural, friendly phrases. Build that rapport. Number 2, always extend your answers. Remember that golden rule we talked about. And number 3, stay spontaneous. Please don't sound like you've memorized a robot script. The examiner just wants to have a real conversation with you.
All right, let's tie this all together and bring it back to that crucial first impression and why it matters so much.
Just remember, your introduction is so much more than a formality. It's not just about saying your name. It sets the stage for your entire test. It is your first and your best opportunity to prove to the examiner that you are a confident, capable English speaker, right from the get-go.
So, as you get ready for your test, I want you to ask yourself this one question. What will my digital handshake say about me? Use all the techniques we talked about today to make sure yours says you're confident, you're fluent, and you are absolutely ready to perform at your best.